This is Linda Mazurek at Graber Springs Window Fashions. Thank you once again for joining us this afternoon for this fantastic webinar. I'm going to go ahead and let Christine Wilbur kick us off and do the intro for our guest presenters today. Christine?
Fantastic. Thank you, Linda. And good afternoon, Costco partners, territory sales managers, regional sales managers, and as always, our new partners. I would like to take a moment and thank you all for all of your hard work and dedication to this program, not only on Graber's behalf, but also our Costco team. If all of you could be on my buyer calls, I think you would appreciate how much they speak so highly of our program and of all of you, and just the appreciation of, again, all of your hard work that you've put into this program. Just to share some data, fiscal year, which is Costco's calendar year, which we all know starts September 1 and will run till the end of August. Costco's fiscal year sales are up 43%. So congratulations. It is due to all of your hard work. And our actual calendar year, you guys, which starts January 1 for Springs Window Fashions, we are up 69.28%. Now, we all know you have to take into consideration that last April was a really hard hit month. So, of course, we're comping up against low numbers, but still almost up 70%. That is incredible. Now, here's something that's really unique, and that is leads are also up. And again, we're up against COVID numbers, but they're up 47%. But here's the kicker. Your escalations are flat. That is huge, that challenges have not gone up while sales are tremendous, as well as leads being up 47%. So as Linda mentioned, please use the chat. She's going to be operating the PowerPoint, and I will go through the chat, and we will stop periodically throughout the presentation to answer any questions you have. Once again, our efforts in advertising, thank you, Cheryl Bennett and Susan Rock, to drive leads is obviously paying off with us being up 47%. Now, the majority of those leads are coming through the web and the call center. So the members are going to Costco.com or they're calling in to the 800 number. Dealer leads are still remaining in that low 20 percentile. And you guys, you're usually right around that 40 percentile of total leads coming in. So we need to pull that way up. Now that things are opening, we need to absolutely get back into the warehouses and generating our dealer or vendor leads. We also need to execute and close the leads that we're getting in as well. To date, our lead conversion rate still remains in the mid 20 percentile. My question and your question should be, when you're looking internally at your business, is where are all these leads going? If we're only closing out 20% of those leads coming in, where are the other 70 plus going? They're going to purchase somewhere because these are well qualified leads with the correct demographic. So again, we need to focus on the data. We need to increase our conversion rate by about 10% in 2021. And you all know, except for our new partners, but our territory sales managers can go over this with you. It's very simple. You just go in, check your closing ratio by lead source right in the Centa system. With that being said, this is our number one priority in 2021. That is lead conversion. And that's coming down from our CEO, my president, as well as Costco's. They just know the potential of this program. And if we could, again, convert 10% more of the leads that we have coming in, we're going to have a tremendous 2021 and Costco's fiscal year 2022. And with that being said, it is my pleasure to introduce not only a valuable partner to our Costco program, but a top producer when it comes to low escalations, conversion rates, sales. I'd like you to welcome Rick and Joey Ford. They are the owners of the Blind Broker located in Kansas City. They've been in business since 2004 and currently service 5 of our Costco warehouses located in Kansas and Missouri. The blind broker sells exclusively Graber window treatments, not only with Costco, as we all know, that's a 100% program, but in their core business with an emphasis on wood shutters and motorized shades. Their showroom has doubled in size this year, and their staff is currently at 13 team members and growing. They're going to be presenting to you today how to maximize your success with Graber and Costco. So the description of this maximizing your success with Graber and Costco is, how have they incrementally increased their capacity? What has worked for them to increase their average sales and close rates while holding down escalations? What has worked for them to keep road shows fresh and new over the many years that they've been in this program? I tell you guys, I've listened to this content. It is powerful. Please make sure that you have pen and paper ready to make notes. Please note that we do record these sessions so you can go back and listen to the presentation again. And again, ask questions. I will be going through the chat, and you can ask Joey and Rick as they're both presenting on today's webinar. And with that, thank you for taking the time to present and to come up with this wonderful content, Joey and Rick, and present this to our Costco partners. So if you're ready, go ahead and take it away.
Thanks, Christine. We really appreciate the opportunity to talk to everyone. We can't wait to be face-to-face with everybody at the symposiums and trips, but it's nice to have these opportunities to connect until we can do that again. Christine really did a nice job of kind of talking about who we are and what we're going to talk about today. And I just want to say that we understand that our market and our situation is different than yours. And so certainly the way we do things is not necessarily the best way, or definitely not the only way, but hopefully there's something that we're doing that could help out and improve your situation. We're really all in this as one big team. The success of this entire program is on all of us. And so it's really a great supportive group of people as far as helping each other out and investing in the success of the whole program. So we appreciate all of you who are on the call who have helped us out over the years, and we're happy to be able to share what we're doing here in Kansas City. So this photo is a little bit dated. It's from pre-COVID when we could all stand that close, but that's most of our team. And in the green skirt is me. I'm Joey Ford, and next to me, that handsome fella is Rick Ford. So the two of us are going to kind of tag team this presentation today. And on the next slide, we have a map of where we are in the Costco's around the Kansas City area. So we have 5 warehouses all around the metro. And of course go 50 miles in every direction of each of those warehouses. So we have our showroom pretty much in the middle. You can see a little star there near where it says Shawnee. That's where our showroom is located, kind of nicely centered around all of the Costco's. And we have about 7 logo wrapped vehicles that drive all over town every day, showing off who we are and what we can do. So we really feel like it's the partnership with Graber and Costco that has allowed us to really grow from Rick starting this business back in 2004 as a one-man show in a home office with a cargo van, like I'm sure many of you started your businesses. He came from the industry with a manufacturer and then came back to the Midwest to start his own business. And so growing from that to a staff of 13 with a showroom and 5 Costco's has been just a dream come true for us. And we really are appreciative to Graber and Costco for putting us in that position to be this successful. And we really do strive to continue strategically investing so that we can maximize the partnership, both for the success of the Costco program and for the success of each of our own businesses. And on the next slide, we're just going to talk about how we have chosen to invest and where we feel like those investments have returned the most. Certainly, there are tons of different ways to invest in the growth and success of your business, and every business is different. But however you invest, just use that mindset that it's an investment, it's not an expense. And so whether you're investing time or money to reach these goals, either one is going to pay off. So we found that the first thing that we needed to invest in was someone to consistently be answering the phone and email and initiating contacts with people. This is the number one problem that leads to escalations in our program when clients or members are not receiving that initial contact in a timely manner, or when they call in with a question or a problem or wanting to place an order and they're not able to reach someone and not getting a call back in a timely manner. So, so really that if you don't have someone answering the phone, I would say that's the very first investment that you want to make. And we did not start off just by hiring a full-time person. We started by forwarding our business phone to someone off-site. So you really want to have somebody somewhere answering the phone. And even if you're not in a position to hire someone to do that, it can even just be forwarding that one phone number to different members of your team who are available to answer it at any given time if you know that no one is going to be, you know, wherever they normally are to answer that phone number. But once you have onboarded that person, I think you'll find that they can really help lighten the load that that really makes your business run better. All the data entry into Cinta and i360 can be done by this person, the payment processing and invoicing. We use our office staff to double check order accuracy. So when our consultants enter an order, the office staff double checks it before releasing it. So even though these people are not revenue generating, they should be saving you money, saving you time, and allowing your revenue generating people to generate more revenue. We also use our office staff to track our shipments every day so that as soon as something arrives, they're reaching out to schedule those installations and just keeping everything moving in the right direction so that every other individual is freed up to do their job instead of these kinds of tasks. These people who work in our office, myself included, and then everyone who works at our road shows also is working in the office when they're not working the road shows. We have found it most advantageous not to have one person working all 4 days of the show. That is so tedious. So we found it a better use of our staff to kind of rotate through those positions. And also, when they're working in your business, they're more effective when they're at the road shows because they understand the whole process a lot better and they have a higher level of knowledge about window treatments and how your business runs and what the clients and members can expect. The next thing that we invested in was our road shows. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our staff and kind of how we do our road shows, and Rick's going to talk to you about the setup there. This is Tara, and she is at one of our warehouses here in Kansas City. So one of the things that I know that we all have struggled with in talking to some of you all is just finding those people who are the right people to be our brand ambassadors. Those people really have a high level of responsibility and a low level of supervision. They're out in the warehouse, they're not where you are, and they're representing your business, and so it needs to be people that you can trust to do what they need to be doing and not be one of those pictures that Christine shows us of people sitting talking on their phone or whatever. So I would be interested if you all would be willing to share in the chat. We won't go through and read every single one, but then the information is available to all of us. How do you have success finding those people? Because we've recently gone through the hiring process, and we looked into a temp agency, and I know some of you all have done that. And we have advertised in Indeed and Monster and all those, and we've had very limited success in those kinds of things. Our brand ambassadors, almost all our people were personally connected to in some way, which is great, but it really narrows your pool of candidates. For instance, Tara in the picture here, oddly, her husband owns a window treatment company here in Kansas City, and we've been friends for a long time. Their daughter actually worked for us while she was in nursing school, and after she graduated, Tara took over her shifts. So she works for us both in our showroom and at the road shows. Another one of our roadshow staff is a friend of our family. The most recent hire we have, actually, after all these months of advertising and trying to find the right person, she was in a Costco working for a different company doing a similar thing, and she was looking for a better fit. So she approached Tara and asked about an opportunity, and so now she's our newest roadshow person. So I'd be interested to hear how you all are finding great people in that role, because we've tried a lot of things that we thought were pretty creative and have had pretty limited success finding people outside of our personal realm. But aside from the people, once you have the right people, you also need to think about how you're running your show. So you'll notice on our table, there are no brochures. If someone wants a brochure, they can pick that up from the kiosk and call the number. What we're trying to do is sell the consultation. So she has brochures that she can give out, but first she's going to try to schedule the consultation. And if for whatever reason that's not going to happen, then she will offer a brochure.
Absolutely. So the one thing that if you're looking at that slide that Tara is in right now, you'll notice that is not a display that you can buy on the Graber Direct site. And we did design and build that ourselves in-house. The one thing that I would say is, when you're going to do something like that, prior to even doing that, I made up some drawings, and I went to, at that time we had 3 warehouses, and I went to each warehouse and spoke with either the merch manager or the general manager to get approval at the warehouse level, because that's an important thing. We also got approval from Christine Walpert to make sure that everything was okay prior to doing that and investing in that. So part of that design, we wanted to make it as tall as we could. I think it's 9.5 feet. You can't really go much taller than that per Costco limitations. They don't want it to be sky high. But the nice thing about that display is almost anywhere in the warehouse, whether the front or the back, and if you can just jump to the next slide and see the back side of it real quick.
Yeah, well, Linda, they should have a backside. There you go.
Okay, so front and back, it's got it's both lit up, and it's also got samples on each side of it. What we try to do also, because we're really into upselling, we love to sell, shutters. We love to sell motorized products. So on our displays, we do feature a lot of motorized products. I would say of the 18 samples that are on there, half of them are motorized. And so Tara will operate the remote control while the show is going on. And again, it creates movement with the display, and it creates attention, which brings people to the booth. Yeah, going big on something like this, for us, it was an investment, but it was an investment that paid off very well. When we started doing this, I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago, we saw an immediate dramatic increase in our appointments, not leads, but appointments at the Costco warehouses that we started doing it in.
Each of these towers is independent. So at each show, the display is going to look a little bit different. So what was on the back the last time is going to be on the front this time. And so you can reconfigure it.
Okay, Joey, were you answering the question of how many pallets are offered here?
Oh, we have a 4 pallet space with a power drop.
Okay, so your warehouse, okay, again, you're kind of fading, But just to be very clear, Christy had asked how many pallets are offered here. We only are offered one. Do you get more pallets? And I guess, Rick, you know, when you go
Yes.
in, do they, yeah, you've got that relationship with your
We
five
do,
warehouses.
and thanks for bringing that up, Christine, because the other thing that I did not mention that I think is very important, as owners, we want to be in our Costco's every month. And so a few years ago, I started doing the show setups myself, getting into the warehouse early in the morning when the warehouse had not opened up, because that is by far the best time to find either the general manager or the merch managers running around the floor, you know, getting the warehouse ready for business that day. And that's when you have the most time to interact with them and build that that relationship. And so, you know, by building something like this and showing them, you know, and by them I mean the managers at the warehouses, that we were going above and beyond. I didn't ask for the extra space; they just gave it to me, because, believe it or not, there are a lot of there are a lot of vendors that do what I would consider myself a little bit subpar, you know, displays for their road shows. You know, my feeling is if you're going to do a road show, you know, treat it like something that's a really big deal and make it beautiful. And the managers love that, and so do the employees at the Costco's. They want to give you that space. We do find ourselves almost always on the main aisle, usually towards the front of the warehouse. And again, that's not by asking, that's just by the fact that they know when they have a 4-day show with the blind broker and engraver, that it's a really pretty, you know, show set that's going to be used, and it's something that they want to show off in their warehouse. So.
And real quick, Rick, do you go over data and stats with your warehouses as well, as far as like sales numbers? Are they privy to you going over that with them?
Absolutely. Prior to each show, there a couple of things are going to happen. First and foremost, they're going to get an email from us showing what the show numbers were from the last show, what their year-to-date or fiscal year-to-date sales are. And then I get a printout that I take into the warehouse. And usually, you know, I don't seek out the managers. I just wait until they approach me, and then I have those numbers ready to share with them if they have not seen that email yet. So again, you know, it's all about square footage there. If you're giving up space for square footage, it needs to be profitable, and showing them that, you know, giving up a 4-pallet set for a 4-day period is going to generate a lot of revenue for their warehouse. They appreciate that. They like that. And that's, you know, a wonderful conversation to have with the floor managers.
Absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead and we've got a lot coming through. So I want to share it with both you and Joey, Rick. Somebody, Ashley, had asked, what kind of Wi-Fi hotspot do you use?
Those are from Verizon.
Verizon?
But I think
One thing I would add to that is I would not recommend using your smartphone hotspot, because it's going to cut in and out more as you get, you know, emails and phone calls on that. So it is, I think, a good investment to go ahead and get a hotspot. They work a lot better.
Okay. And then somebody written, what a gorgeous roadshow setup, phenomenal investment into your presentations, and clearly a great relationship with the warehouse managers. They even provided you power. That's incredible. And then somebody had mentioned we hire brand ambassadors that may not have the exact skills needed for design consultants, but have strong communication skills. Don't skimp on this from a quality standpoint. They are your first interaction, the first face they see. First impressions are everything. And then George had said, I'd like to know, when you are at the road show, how do you instruct the ambassador to get the members' attention as they are swiftly walking by your display? Do you try to speak to everyone who walks by? And what do you say?
We do instruct that you should greet everyone who walks by, and literally that is what we do, is greet them. So we're not out there saying, hey, have you heard about the great blinds you can buy at Costco? We're literally greeting them, because what we want to communicate is you can buy blinds at Costco. These are not an impulse purchase. Someone knows if they need blinds or not. And so what we want them to know is that when you need blinds, you can get them at Costco through Graber. And that's the other nice thing about having the motorized shades and blinds, because it just, the movement and the fabrics going up and down just naturally catches your eye as you're walking past. And so just getting that visual attention.
Oh, Joey, we're losing you again.
And then a friendly greeting.
Okay. No, totally agree. I mean, I think you talk to anybody and everyone that stops by, because the point is, it's amazing, when I was traveling, how many people I'd sit next to on a plane, and they'd ask what I did, and just, have our little small talk. And I, told them that I was a director of sales at Costco, and we sold window covers. They're like, Costco offers window coverings, like blind shades and shutters? I'm like, absolutely. So to your point, Joey, I do believe that just getting it out there that your Costco's do offer window coverings is huge, so when the need is there, they're going to think of you and your business.
Right.
Okay. And how did you light this up, Rick? How do you light those towers up? Did you use low voltage LED for lighting the display, or how was it done?
Yeah, I did everything LED. So there's light strips that basically go through the inside on each box, and then on the at the very top of the towers, I have a couple of LED spotlights that shine on the Graber acrylic logo. So yeah, it's low voltage, and then I used single motor transformers for all of the motorized shades that we have on that. And if you look at the bottom of the photo, you can see
Linda,
that
can you click back so they can see the bottom?
Yeah. You can see where the display is on casters, and one of the things we wanted to, or what we wanted to do when we came up with this design, was make sure that it was easy to get on and off the floor. And not only do the casters make that possible, but also that silver box that it's sitting on is storage, and it also has all the electronics in it. So, it's really, if I should have taken some pictures of the inside, it just has a light strip and it has some transformers plugged into it, but it's very simple by design. And the actual box sizes where every sample is in, those are the same sizes of the displays that Graber sells on Graber Direct. So if I wanted to, I could order, the sampling from Graber Direct, which is at a very deep discount, versus doing everything custom. That's the other thing that we did, just to save a little bit of money. But a lot of them, we do try to change it up on the blackout periods. And, sometimes we do need to do a lot of custom stuff that's not available on Graber Direct for the display program.
Well, one thing that I love that stands out is just the unique fabrics you're using. It's not something that every, member is going to purchase, but they sure are going to remember those bright color fabrics. You're putting in, the majority of our products, but you're also putting in options as well as products that members may not see every day, and causes them to ask, wow. I mean, because a lot of members, they're savvy, but they know of what we offer, shutters, 2-inch wood product. And this, you have a variety of even soft fabric products that, again, just engages the member as they walk by. And of course, the lighting is phenomenal. Lots of great comments just saying, I love your display, looks great. And then one other, Teresa had asked, do you move your towers as one piece? Because Rick actually goes in, as he stated, and he sets these up so he can go in and interact with the management before opening. But she wants to know, or can they be broken down?
Yeah, to answer that question, those are 3 separate individual towers, and they do break down. There's just 4 screws that I need to build each tower. It takes me about 5 minutes per tower. I can do the whole set from the back of the receiving dock to wherever they have us placed on the power aisle. It usually takes me about 30 minutes to get everything set up. So
Wow.
it's very simple. I do have a short video that I took just of me. I think it's a time lapse video of me both assembling and disassembling this particular display. And again, it just takes 30 minutes. It's very easy to do. And I'm happy to share the plans that I have for this with any of the dealers that would like to take a look at it if they wanted to try to build something like this themselves.
Correct. Okay, we're going to move on, but Patty, I did see your comment. I think his display is wonderful. I have to fight for 2 pallet space to this day in most of my warehouses, and absolutely, because the norm is 1 pallet. Again, the warehouse manager, this is his domain, and he can decide, what can go in on that floor space and how much floor space you're going to get. But at least we know the minimum is 1 pallet, and then you have to go from there. So I'm sure everybody has to deal with that as well. Chris Post in Nashville, he said that he would love to see the video. So maybe you can, I know we're going to talk about some of your YouTube videos coming up, and then you can address that as well. Okay, Rick?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm happy to share those videos.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so let's go ahead and keep moving on because we've got a lot of content here. So fantastic.
So once we get all of these leads with our wonderful.
Hey, Joey, we can't hear you. You're gonna have to start over again. I'm not sure. Rick was very clear, but for some reason, I don't know if you guys need to flip spots.
How about now?
Much better. I'll let you know.
So once we have all of these leads from our road shows, let's talk about how we can close more of them. So like everything else, there is not one strategy that's going to lead to an increased close rate, but we think of it more of a whole package approach. We want to provide our members and our clients with just the confidence that we're a professional, trustworthy company, and that we project an image that lets them know who we are and how we do business. So the first thing they're going to get, whether they schedule that appointment in the warehouse or any other route, is an email confirmation from our company. It's going to have our logo on it. It's going to say who we are, when their appointment is, and where it is. So if there's any confusion, that email should clear it up. The day before their appointment, they'll get a text reminder. And I have heard some pushback about text reminders in these webinars before, saying, I don't like to do that because too many people then take that as an opportunity to cancel. That's one of the reasons we do it, because there is a certain percentage of people who are going to cancel or who are just not going to be there or whatever. We would rather know that before we drive out there instead of after. So you can do as you wish, but we find the reminder text really helpful, and it does give them that last minute chance to say, oh, I forgot, I'm not going to be there or whatever. So that has really helped us. And we can generally refill those appointments same day. Someone canceled this morning a 4 o'clock appointment, and before 4 o'clock, we had another person in there. So we would rather use that time for someone who wants to buy window treatments. So we also have wrapped vehicles, and we'll talk more about those in a bit. But when our consultant pulls up to that person's house, there's no confusion about who they are and that they're supposed to be there and who they represent. Our consultants all wear logo wear, and then the quote is provided in this company logoed folder. And the next slide has a picture of the inside of the folder. So it's going to include their typewritten quote or work order that has exactly what the specifications are of what they're ordering, the line item price of that window treatment, so they can easily pick and choose. We don't have, any hidden fees. Everything that you're paying is here. Every detail, if it's a right cord loop or whatever, it's all on there so that we're all agreeing what we're doing. The consultant's business card, a copy of the warranty, whatever promotion is going on, the Costco member benefits so that they can see their executive member benefits, and the Costco City Visa card benefits. Let's see. About our quotes, you can see that they are printed off. So each of our vehicles has a laptop and another hotspot and a printer, a color printer, so that no one's receiving a chicken scratch handwritten quote that they can't read, and that if they change, we have to scratch out and write over. Everything's professional looking. So we don't want to compete on price. We want to be the best investment. So just providing this really professional presentation is helpful. Having the product warranty there, I feel like, again, gives every confidence that we're not just spouting the words lifetime warranty and not giving the fine print. We also printed in the folder our Google rating so that people can see we're a trustworthy company. One of the things inside that folder is our all product brochure. Again, we used to use the Graver all product brochure, and we thought we're missing an opportunity here to market our own business. So we took the beautiful digital assets that Graver provides, we added our logo and our contact information, and we're really trying to help guide members back to the blind broker. So one of the reasons that we have unnecessary escalations is because members call Costco instead of calling us directly. So we want to make sure that at every turn, we're providing them who we are and what our contact information is, so that they know how to get in touch with us when they need us. This is just the inside of that same brochure. Very simple, not a lot of text, one clear picture of most all of the different product opportunities that they have.
And real quick, Joey, before we leave all this, Chris Post had stated we have a reminder text system as well, and we find not many people cancel. So that's a really good comment, because it's more of a reminder text. You have a meeting, and then they want to know, what are you using to print the estimate on the job? I believe you mentioned that, but can you let them know again what printer you use?
Yeah. Mine, I'm going to go ahead and take that question, Christine.
Sure.
We have just a small, I guess you would call it a desk jet in each vehicle, as well as a power transformer that just plugs into the cigarette lighter that you can keep your laptop charged with, and also run an inkjet printer with, because it's very low voltage. But what we have found over the years, I started doing this back when I just was a one-man show. When you would, meet with a customer and then, email them a quote, which was easy to read, you're missing that opportunity to close that sale on the first appointment. And my handwriting has always been not very good. So, and I think, some people, have very good handwriting. Most people don't. So having a printer and being able to, on the very first appointment, type up and print out a very professional estimate quote for that customer definitely boosts our close rate, because again, our competition is not doing this. They might be emailing, a quote a day or two later, or forgetting to email that quote entirely. We have a lot of customers tell us that, but a lot of customers are blown away by the fact that we show up, and during that 1 to 2 hour consultation, not only are we going to sit down with them and discuss what their window fashion needs are, and be very professional about it, but we're also going to go back out to the vehicle and type up this beautiful quote for them, deliver it in this folder that has all the information about Graver and the Costco program, including the Costco rebates if they're an executive member, or if they're using the Costco executive credit card Visa. All that stuff is right in there. And again, most of our customers are quite blown away by that, because, a lot of our competitors simply don't do this.
Okay. And we have a few more questions while I have you. And that is, how many design consultants do you have right now, Rick and Joey?
5.
5. And then do you provide vehicles to your designers?
Yes.
Okay. Do you create your quotes in the customer home or in your vehicle? I find members are ready for us to leave and may prefer to receive their quote via email. And also to that point, how long are your appointments if you're able to print a quote while on site?
Our appointments are 2 hours. It certainly doesn't generally take that long, but we reserve 2 hours on the design consultant schedule to do it. We include, so they're going to go to their vehicle and type up the quote and print it out. We find that the vast majority of our clients, and probably because that's the way we present it, this is the way it's done, are happy to receive that, because we're not taking any more of their time. We're going out to our vehicle. You can do whatever you were doing. I'll knock on the door when I'm ready to go over this with you, and then it'll take us 5 more minutes to, go over it, or 10 minutes to do the Costco paperwork if you're ready to go. If someone needs to go, we certainly can email that to them. Obviously, it's an Excel file, so it's just as easy to email it. But there goes our appointment opportunity to close. So we would not offer that as an option, but if they had somewhere they needed to be, we can certainly do that.
Okay, and then we got to get through these real quick. Do you pay your designer's salary or commission? And then what software are you using to generate quotes?
We pay commission, and that's just an Excel spreadsheet that we've created.
Fantastic. And someone had asked this, and I just wanted, Joanne, I'll address this. What is your discount off list for Costco members? And is it different from your core business discount? One thing with this program, when you're initiated into this program, your discount off list should absolutely be the same for your Costco members as well as your core. Because if you are ever secret shopped by Costco, the reason you purchase through Costco is because of that Costco shop card. So if you're actually quoting out a core Graber product and it's $5,000, it needs to be $5,000 with Costco. And if they get the 10% Costco shop card, there's $500 off that. Because otherwise, what's the benefit of being a Costco member shopping through, your business? So very important, especially for secret shopping. And then Adam, he just said, in the age of instant gratification, this is great to be able to provide your members with all of the information right away, to be able to make an informed decision much quicker and increase your closure rate. Great looking presentation folder, nicely done. Okay, guys, we got to keep going, but fantastic comments, and keep the chat coming in. I'm definitely keeping up.
Okay, so our branding continues, and our most visible branding is our fleet. So if your vehicles are not professionally wrapped in some sort of a beautiful attention-getting graphic, I would really encourage you to at least look into this. It's a one-time investment that's relatively small that will pay off for years to come. In our market, it's about $1,200 a vehicle to wrap this way. The wrap is very durable. There's very little maintenance, or I don't think we've ever re-wrapped the same vehicle. We've done a little touch-up. Yeah, so I would encourage you to look into it. So these vehicles are parked in new neighborhoods for hours at a time during the day. They're driving all over the metro area. And whether they're on a Costco appointment or a core business appointment, they're advertising us. So there's just no downside to it. And of course, all advertising is synergistic. And so, they see your ad, they see your vehicle. I can't even tell you how many times I've received a call from someone, and when I say, how did you hear about the blind broker? They say, well, I'm parked behind you at the stoplight, or, whatever. So I would encourage you to look into it. I know there are a lot of other expenses, that insurance and the vehicle itself and how all of that works out. And I'm not saying what we do is right for your business, but at least your vehicle should definitely be wrapped in a beautiful attention-getting graphic. And you can see that our graphic has little to nothing to do with window treatments. There's a shutter arch and that's it. But that's not really what this is about. This is about attention, getting the eyeballs on the vehicle, and then prominently displaying your phone number. Next slide. The other branding that we do that we feel like is important is logo wear and name tags. So when our installers or our consultants show up at someone's home, again, I feel like you really have to have that trust to invite someone into your home. And so when someone knocks on the door, you want to open it and know exactly who they are, that they are legitimate and supposed to be there. And so when they see the logo wrapped vehicle, the logo wear, the name tag, so I know who this person is, and all of this matches the email that I received and all that, it just is a better experience, I feel like. So the other way that we have invested in increasing our close rate is our website. And again, all of these things also, they help your close rate, but they also help you increase leads. All of these different things do. So more bang for your buck either way. But we have invested pretty significantly in our website, and it has really paid off. We've always had a website. Our first one, Rick created on his own, and then we hired an out-of-town company to revamp it. And then most recently, we partnered with a local company that has really done great for us and made it more user-friendly, more beautiful. And on the next slide, it shows we took the digital assets again from Graber and just incorporated them into our website. We didn't like the fact that we needed to send our clients to Graber's website to look at product, because from the Graber website, you can then go find another Graber dealer. So we invested quite a bit of time in downloading and uploading all of the photos from the entire design gallery to create our own on our website. It does, require a long-term investment of keeping up with those as products change and fabrics discontinue and all of that. But we like being able to do all that from our own website. We don't offer any kind of fabric swatching, but if you're just looking for photos, you can see all of that on our website. So this is our showroom. And again, I would never, presume to tell you that a showroom is right for your business in your area. We're lucky that we live in the Midwest where real estate is inexpensive and available. But it's something that Rick has wanted forever. And I have been reticent because I don't like to spend money, but it has been a wonderful investment. So what the view that we're seeing here is the showroom as it originally was, basically. And then at the beginning of this year, the store that was next door to us went out of business, and we were able to take over that space. And the next slide shows the new space. So we basically doubled our showroom space this year, which has been wonderful. And the showroom has been a great source of leads and sales. So our three highest close rate lead sources are repeat clients, of course, referrals, and then our third is showroom walk-ins. And in the last 3 years since we've had a showroom, it's brought in over $427,000 in sale, and it's definitely increased our close rate for all lead sources. And it's the second driver of leads to our core business behind our website. And the showroom adds website traffic because Google's magical rating system improves your traffic or your rating if you have a physical space. So we've seen an exponential growth in traffic to our website and leads through our website with the opening of the showroom. And we would be happy to talk to people about, I know that the showroom thing is number one, scary, and number two, kind of controversial, whether that is a good investment or not. So we would be happy to share any numbers and experiences with anyone who's looking at doing that. So before we move on from close rate, I would just say whatever strategies you are employing, it doesn't really matter if you're not measuring and holding yourself and your business accountable. So in our business, we do quarterly performance reviews with each of our consultants, and at those reviews, We review their productivity, their gross sales, close rate, average sale, and just, overall work performance. In our company, we use i360, and that really makes measuring those things easy. But whatever system you use, you have to be measuring it to know if you're getting a return on your investment for whatever strategies you're employing. And then as far as accountability, our staff knows that our scheduling process is really informed by their metrics. So the best leads are going to go to the consultant who has the most chance of closing it. That's just good business. And then if we need to pull someone off of selling to cover the showroom or cover a road show or whatever, it's going to be the person with the lowest close rate, because again, that's just good business, and that makes sense for all of us.
I am looking at the questions and not many have come in. I know, William, I was getting ready to type out yours. He said, what was the answer to the discount for Costco members? I'm not trying to avoid that, but truly, discounts, again, we have owners on here, we have designers on here. So really, I would rather take that offline, because truly whatever discounts are set off of MSRP with Graber, it truly is done by market. So, whatever your market may be able to handle when it comes to discounts and making sense for your business, not only with Costco, but your core, it also could change from when you're in California. So it is determined, state by state, region by region. And, Joey and Rick, if you want to share that, I'll leave it up to you. But, I just don't want to put you on the spot considering the audience.
One thing I would just add to that, Christine, is that, like you said, that depends on, what part of the country you're in, what your market, what it's like competitively there. There's a lot of factors that go into that. But I do want to reiterate a point that you were talking to earlier about making darn sure that your, whatever your discount is off suggested retail is identical to the Costco discount. That is one thing that we don't bend on. So, just making sure that whether you're going out on a core business quote or a Costco quote, you are using the same discount, and, just in case, but also just, to be, fair with your customer base, that's an important thing to do.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
And
then,
often, I'll just add real quickly that often you might go into an appointment because they came to you through your core business. So you're quoting it as a core lead. And then during that appointment, they'll say, but I'm also a Costco member. You guys do Costco, right? And so your pricing can't suddenly change at that point. Like if you're going in at different price points, you're only going to hurt yourself when that comes up.
And that happens every week. So, yes.
correct. And then Patricia had asked, can we get a copy to print all of these slides? And we always do post every one of our presentations on Cinta. So as long as Joey and Rick agree, yes, you will be able to get a full copy. And they said yes, so you're good to go. And then incredible showroom, really looks great. People always want to see working displays. Linda was asking, what is i360 for measuring?
i360 is a lead syncing software, and so it syncs directly with Cinta so that we can run our entire business off of one software platform. So we can schedule the appointments and result the appointments and all that in i360, and it will transmit data back and forth to Cinta for Costco members, or just hold all that data for our clients. So it's just a lead syncing software, and there are lots of business management softwares, but that one works great for people like us who do Costco and retail business in one business. So it's measuring the result of your appointments. You can do all of your scheduling and resulting in selling. So then once all that data is in there, then you can pull out whatever data you're looking for quickly and easily.
Right. And Andrew had commented too about discounts is market awareness, and be aware of your overhead and requirements when it comes to setting your discounts. And then Rick Baker had stated, understanding that i360 measures every trip as an appointment, are you comfortable sharing average sell and close rates?
Sure. Our close rate as a company is, obviously ebbs and flows, but is roughly 46%. And our average sale is about right around $3,000.
Okay, well, 46% sure is a lot higher than the mid-20s. So if we could all get you guys to the mid-40s, we would be jumping up and down for sure. And then Cheryl had asked, is it okay for your Costco price to be less than core? Cheryl, I wouldn't go there. I would just keep it across the board, because what your Costco member is going to get is that Costco shop card. So they're always going to get that everyday value. But I would just say to keep it consistent and across. And then question for blind brokers, do they fix your integration i360 to Cinta? We are still having issues.
Our leads are syncing. I'm not sure what you're having issues with, but my direct contact information is at the end of the presentation. So we could chat about that.
Right. Okay, well, let's keep it rolling then. All right. Thank you guys for the chat.
Yeah. So once we have all of these leads and we're closing all of these sales, the only other way to make more money is to increase our average sale. So I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but again, we're just going to talk about all of this, and whatever you're already doing is great. And if there's something in here that you haven't thought of, even better. I would say the first thing is to provide an actual design consultation. So we talked earlier about everything costing either time or money, and we all are always in a hurry and we never have enough time. We're all in that. But when you walk into an appointment for someone who says, I want blinds, and you go in there to sell them blinds, that's great. But think instead about going in there to do an actual design consultation. So they're asking for blinds, but as a design consultant, what do you think would function best, look best, be best in this situation? So just take a few extra minutes to educate them about all the pertinent options. And if you have that all product brochure, it's a real quick and easy conversation. Like, I see why you want that. I see, what you're going for here. Have you thought about this option? Whatever. It doesn't need to take a lot of time, but that's why they asked you there. If they really already knew exactly what they wanted, they wouldn't need us. So just make sure that you're offering what you feel like is the best solution in the situation. And then whatever product they do decide on, always offer an upgrade. So there's always the next level product or a chargeable option to offer and price out. So whether it's, going from faux wood to wood, or from blind to shutter, a larger slat size, tassels, twill tapes, bottom up, top down, sun up, sundown, edge banding. There's always something to offer. And so this photo just shows, it's just a regular wood blind sale, but they added some decorative twill tape. It gives an overall more beautiful appearance and a little bit higher sale. So if every sale you have is just a little bit higher, then your company's average sale goes up pretty quickly. We have, luckily, one of our design consultants who is also a photographer on the side. So I thought he made those blinds look really beautiful.
Yes, he did.
An even quicker way to increase your average sale than adding twill tape is adding motorization. So this is Rick's forte.
Yeah, so when it comes to motorization as an upsell, there's a lot of ways that you can use it. The one thing that I personally realized about motorization, and this goes back about 10 years ago, probably a little bit more, that it was going to be a very big trend in window fashions. And recognizing that I myself 10 years ago had a fairly significant fear factor of motorization, I found myself, when I was doing a lot of selling, that I didn't want to sell it because I didn't know all about it. So, it was at that time that I decided to dive in, learn as much as I could, work with a few other dealers that were friends of mine, and learn how not just to sell it, but to install it, to maintain it, to service it, all of those things. And it was a process. It didn't take that long, though. And so, again, motorization is here to stay. It's only going to be, in my opinion, growing exponentially year after year. And you can use it in so many different ways as a dealer. Of course, there's the new house, the owners want to motorize a good portion of it, and those are wonderful sales. But also think about, like that sales call that Joey was just talking about, where they through Costco, they just want to have a quote for some blinds. You go into that house and you realize, well, they've got, a window that's behind a kitchen sink that's going to be hard to reach, or they've got some transom windows that are up high, one or two of them. Just adding one or two, motorized products to that order is going to bump up that average sale, anywhere from 20 to 30%, because motorization is a good upcharge. So, that's the one thing that we spend a lot of time talking to our salespeople about. They all know that the key way to drive up their average sales and make more commission is if they can sell motorized every day. And so on every quote that they go on, whether it just says, all I want to look at is cellular shades, or I just want to look at faux wood blinds, or I just want to look at shutters, they are, during that presentation at some point, they are going to bring up motorization on a window. So, that's something that, again, I can't encourage you enough as a dealer to, if you haven't embraced motorization, to start doing so. For us, it's been wonderful. I mean, we have made some really nice motorized sales over the last couple of years, and we just see that trend growing and growing. And, I'll just leave it at that.
On that note, I would say that this is a market segment that is not competing on price. They're competing on knowledge. They want to know that you know what you're talking about, that it's going to work the way it's supposed to work, and that they can trust you to service it for the long haul. So this is a link to a YouTube video. We tried playing it yesterday and it was kind of real choppy. So feel free to look at our YouTube channel or our Facebook page or our website to see lots of different videos of including our motorized videos, but we won't play it for you here. Along the same lines as motorization, a really quick way to increase your average sale is through drapery. So motorization is up Rick's alley, and he really enjoys doing that. And the flip side is drapery, which he does not enjoy doing. So when, and everyone has these kinds of issues, so it's no problem. There are lots of trainings available through Graber. If you are interested yourself and happy to do it, great, then invest your time in becoming an expert on motorization and or drapery, whatever. If you are not interested in doing that, then you can either hire someone who's already an expert in one of those things, or hire someone who isn't and invest in making them an expert. That's what we did with drapery. So we hired someone who came from the wedding planning industry. We sent her to offsite Graber training. She did all of the Graber online trainings, and then of course just invested a lot of her own time with the samples and the online assets, and she became an expert. And this is just one photo of many of her beautiful jobs that she's done. In her first month of doing independent sales for us, she made our biggest sale to date at that time for our company. So really those are the kind of investments that will pay off for you in a hurry. Last year, she sold over $1 million by herself. This is another area where people are using designers and they're going to buy whatever the designer says. It's another area where they're not looking for the lowest price. They're looking for the best. And then Roman shades are the same way, but they don't have all of the challenges of installations that drapery has. And these still have tons of chargeable upgrades and options, and they provide you stunning photos like this for your website and your social media. So just to wrap all this back up, I know that you guys are already doing a lot of the things that we're doing. You probably are doing wonderful things that we haven't thought of. So I love that we're doing this every month, where we're getting to hear other people like us and what's working for them. But my last plug would be to make sure that you're maximizing the benefits of these relationships for your business. So we used co-op money from our Graber Premium Partners program to pay for our vehicle wraps and our folders. Let's see, our brochures, our logo wear. We used our training benefits to send Bree to drapery training and John to shutter training. And we have gotten display blinds for our showroom. The annual rebates we've used for our website overhaul, to purchase a new vehicle, to help pay for employee benefits, and even our showroom expansion. So I would really encourage you, if you are not reaching the platinum level in the Premium Partners program every year, really look at your product mix and how you can achieve that every year, because that's money that you can use any way you want to improve your business, to invest in your own success. So talk to your TSM about it. Look at the product mix that you're doing right now. And if you are not purchasing at least $200,000 a year through Graber, I would really encourage you to take a look strategically at how you can do that, because it's really paid off for us.
Absolutely.
This is our showroom from the outside. That is my personal email. So I would love to share anything that we have that could be of benefit. If you have things that you think could benefit us, I would love to hear that.
Joey and Rick, I can't thank you enough. I don't have any other questions in the chat right now, but at least you have Joey and Rick's contact information. And then, or anything that you need me to contact them on, please email me. And I just can't thank you enough for taking the time to put this presentation together. I think that it was very powerful. And even if you just leave with one golden nugget from it, as Scott Dietz would say, you got something out of it. But, one thing that I just have to thank them for is not only their dedication and their partnership to Costco, but them selling 100% Graber product only throughout their entire showroom with all of their designers. I can't thank them enough for the loyalty, because that's one thing. All of you guys are our partners. You are our creme de la creme. There's a reason that we put you up for this Costco partnership. And I just appreciate the loyalty outside of Costco, and so does our company. So thank you for that very, very much. And so stick with me, guys. Don't fall off. I see that we still have 162 participants. I only truly have about 15 minutes of content. I took my version and took it really far down. But if there's other things that you want to put in the chat, we can do that. As always, especially for our new partners, I want to, you to understand who is your Costco Shop at Home team. I report up to our EVP and President, Jason Grauman. I'm Christine Wolpert, the Director of Sales. I actually coordinate everything with the Costco buyers when it comes to this business. Cheryl Bennett, I mentioned her name earlier, works with our assistant buyer, Susan Ronk. She's the person that's driving all leads into your business to make sure this Costco business is successful. So you guys should definitely reach out to Cheryl and thank her for all of her hard work in doing that. We also have Linda Mazarak. She's the one that is running this webinar. She also takes care of a lot of different things with Costco, but the majority of what you will see is her issuing all of your credits during multi-vendor mailers. And then, of course, we have Amber Wild. She takes care of all those tough challenges with Costco's and just makes sure that, you're happy, our members are happy. And Amber Wild, we couldn't do it without you, that's for sure. So at least you know who your team is and what we look like. And eventually, actually, I just had a meeting with Alan, and it looks like a symposium, you guys, is back in the works for 2022. So we'll all see each other live. And we're going to start working out the details now that we got the green light to move forward for 2022. So what is our vision for success in 2021? It's a slide that many of you have seen, but the MVM investment is there. That's the multi-vendor mailer coupon booklet where we see sales range from 40 to 60% up during these time periods. We are confirmed still. We already passed January, March. We're getting ready to go into the details of our June, July, and we are confirmed for 2021 in September. Advertising investment, we continually increase that. And believe me, it's kind of tough for me to go in front of Eric and Jason and say, we need a couple of 100,000 more. And guys, they give it to us because they see what you're doing. We got to continue to drive sales. You already know the main concern is conversion. As a matter of fact, John Gorman, myself, Jason, and Eric had a meeting yesterday, and we were discussing the conversion with this program. So I can't say that enough. We've got to increase the conversion rate of all leads coming through Costco. And again, you're engaged. Look at all of you that are here and you're still on the call. We will continue to ask partners that are successful, or reach out to me. Tell me that you want to be a guest on our webinar, because you probably have great ideas that haven't been communicated, and we want to hear from you. So again, follow best practices. Please communicate with me, your territory sales managers, and definitely enter your data into Cinta. So I always think it's important to have expectations and goals. I am driven off of that. And I want us all to be on the same page, because we are in this partnership together. So therefore, I don't want any of you on this call to say, oh, well, I didn't know that was the expectation. So here's everything on one slide. You should share this with your team, your designers. Our expected growth is 15%. Well, as you guys saw, we're up 70% my fiscal year. Driving leads, that's way through the roof at 47%. So you're exceeding these expectations so far. Again, improving lead conversion. We're not doing it, guys. You gotta close those sales. And Joey and Rick gave you some great information and ways to close more sales when in the home. Here's another one: increase visibility in the warehouse. We got to get those leads coming in through vendor back up to that 40 percentile. You're still in the 20%. So we need you back in the warehouse. Things are opening up. Costco doesn't require masks. It's up to the member to decide whether they want to wear a mask in it or not. And that came from their CEO. And I know Susan Ronk sent that out to all of you by email. Jeff Falcon out of Bay Home, which is out in California, one of his biggest things that he realized was response time. As soon as you receive that lead, all the way to appointment, you got to do that and use it in order to close those sales quick. It's easy for people to change their mind, go, oh, well, I need landscaping, or I need this. You got to hit them while they're hot. And Bill Prescott said, speed to lead. And it's so true. You will see your closure rate go up just by getting to those appointments and answering those leads as soon as they come in. Your escalation ratio is fantastic. I can't say anything there. Again, exceeding. Update Cinta with accurate information. Guys, again, this is the only piece that we have. When we get an escalation, the buyers go directly into your notes into Cinta to see what's in there. So anything that's going on with your members, it needs to be placed into Cinta, and Amber Wild and Abby Catherman use it day in and day out as well. And to Rick and Joey, I really do mean that. I mean, them to give us 100% of their business, it means so much. And is all we're asking of all of our dealers, and all of you signed a contract with us, we need 50% of the core business in order for you to continue on with the Costco partnership and truly be a partner that's dedicated to this program. So with that being said, I love to do a drum roll, but let's start going over what is our promotion and what's up and coming. Well, we have approval. The Costco MVM, the actual dates are June 23rd through July 25th. It is 15% Costco shop card on all Graber window fashion purchases. So again, it doesn't, have your member doesn't need to think. And as a matter of fact, January, we ran this as well, and it was tremendously successful. So what does this mean? All of you need to be in the warehouse. Book your staffed events. Make sure you're in the warehouse. You can start June 9th, because that's when you'll start selling this promotion, because we have that soft sell. So June 9th, the free cordless is gone, and this kicks in for your Costco members. Again, 15% Costco shop card to all members on all purchases. The kiosk graphics must remain in the kiosk from opening date to end date. There is no taking down kiosk graphics during an MVM. I don't care how busy you are. That is a huge no-no. We have heard that that has happened. Please don't do that. This offer must remain in the kiosk from June 23rd and taken down the evening of July 25th. So let's go into the criteria. Well, you also get a promotional sales sheet, just so all of you know. Best to hand this out in the home on your first consultation. And then let's go into some of the details. Again, the Graber National promotion will end hard on June 8th. June 9th is when this promotion starts. Hang tight. We'll go over the soft close and the hard sell for this. The 15% Costco shop card on all Graber Window Fashion purchases will be honored starting again. I can't say it enough because I get questions on this constantly. You may begin selling this to your members June 9th and placing them in the system in Cinta June 9th. If you want to have a pre-sale before June 9th, that's up to you, but you cannot actually order them and place them until June 9th. And it goes through August 11th. But in order to take advantage of that 3-day right to cancel to ensure that none of your members cancel on you and you've already placed the order, we ask that you put them into the Cinta system on August 8th. But you do have until August 11th at midnight. So June 9th through August 11th, that is your time frame for soft close, hard close. So pretty simple. Graber does split that extra 5%, just like we give you that net 8% on the back of all invoices to make up for that 10% Costco shop card. We actually split the retail of the extra 5% given to the member, 2.5%, 2.5%. Linda actually credits these twice throughout the multi-vendor mailer timeframe. And I know this because all of a sudden I get in hundreds of emails and credit approval. So I have to approve all of those credits and then they come out to you in credit format. So we're trying to get your money as soon as possible. June MVM, here's your advertising that Cheryl's put together. Not only do we do e-blast, we do social media on Facebook throughout the entire multi-vendor mailer. We also do dealer emails out to you, but we're also on Carousel. If you don't know what Carousel is, it's on the Costco homepage. And basically you will see it up there for 2 weeks out of this promotion. So we're hitting your members not only by e-blast coming into their email boxes, we're hitting them social media with Pinterest and Facebook. And then we're going to be on the homepage for 2 weeks, as well, of course, in the MVM. So again, a lot of money going into this promotion. So we expect huge sales coming out of that. So again, you will receive your 15% Costco shop card. The dates that it's run is June 23rd to June 25th. But once again, June 8th, that free complimentary cordless, that needs to come out of the kiosk. It has to come out June 8th. June 8th, you will put up the everyday kiosk graphic, and then you will begin putting this new graphic in June 23rd, taken down July 25th, and then the everyday kiosk graphic is back up. This is mission critical that complimentary cordless kiosk graphic goes down on June 8th. Because it is no longer available to the member, and that 15% Costco shop card will start in on June 23rd, although you can start the soft sell. So here is your kiosk graphic that will go up on June 9th, June 23rd, that 15% goes up. So again, very important, just like all of you love the lighting and Joey and Rick's staffed event, make sure that your kiosks are lit in the warehouse because they look phenomenal. Here is where your kiosk should be. You know, I feel sorry for Thomas Harrison and Stephen Rivers because I live here in Dallas, Fort Worth, and I do go around and I'll text them like, the kiosk is on the side, or I'll just send an email directly into Susan Ronk because, again, we need to be front and center, not on the side, not on an end cap. We are the #2 kiosk program. We deserve to be across the front where that flow of traffic is coming through that warehouse. And if you have problems with that, just email me. We will take care of it and get it moved. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, there are certain warehouses out there, which are now Queens, Eugene, Wenatchee, Kalispell, Phoenix, and Henderson, that now have this 3 kiosks put together. Now, we are really fighting this for everyone across the US. Bellingham, you now got back your 1 kiosk program. Tempe, you were switched back to the large, but we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 locations that now have this footprint with their kiosks. So again, that's my job, to try and keep it to only those 6 and possibly make it large again. So just hang tight. Nothing needs to come from you, but just want to make you aware it's a footprint that they are testing to see how it does. That's how valuable warehouse space is. So when you're allowed to be in doing staffed events, you better get in that warehouse, and you need to do them, because again, you won't get that opportunity again. All right, Linda, let's keep breezing through these. So again, we talked about staffed events. I used Joey and Rick's actually in previous webinars, but just important. The main thing I want to point out here, be visible, get in the warehouse, book those vendor leads. And again, make sure you're setting your calendar out. You know, right now, you are good to go from June 8th to August 11th. Just so you know, there is only going to be 1 week of downtime. Then we start again August 18th, and we go all the way through mid-October. So again, book your calendars to be in the warehouse during all of these time frames. Go ahead, Linda. And member communication, so important. It's like Joey and Rick stated. Those members, we don't get escalations from them. I'm not kidding, we don't. And the reason why is because those members are fully aware from beginning to end of the sale and after the sale that if they have any challenges, they need to go back to the blind broker. This is mission critical. There is nothing the buyers can do for you and your member when it comes to their order, because you were the dealer that sold it to the member. You have to take care of their challenges. And that's why we have customer service. Amber Wild, she will help you through that process as well. But it's so important that the member understands that you're there to take care of them even after the sale. So very important slide. I would say if you want to print any slide, that's your slide. Another thing is Iceland, right? Graber Premium Partners. Every one of our Costco dealers that are on this call, I expect to see you in Iceland. I've actually reached out to quite a few of you. I hope I'm going. I'm not for sure yet, but I sure hope so. And then hopefully in 2022, I'll see you in Lisbon, Portugal. If you are not part of our Premium Partners program, I don't understand it. I really don't. I mean, you are part of this Costco program because you are our top performers. There is no reason why you should not be part of our Premium Partners program. So again, that's a time that I get to see you. You get to network with other Costco dealers as well as core dealers out there. And here's just some of the program details that you have. And with that being said, I think that, another webinar, you guys, something that's been coming up a lot is challenges. Well, we have a mandatory webinar, and I see that everyone stayed on. Thank you, because I do see the participants is still at 162. June 10th, again, at 3 p.m. Central to 4:30 Central. We are going to have product managers on there. We're going to have Amber Wild that goes over SINTA updates and orders, product education expectation, and importance of communication. So again, not only should all of our owners be on this call, your designers, your installers, everyone should join. This is going to be an action-packed Costco business webinar that we're all on the same page moving forward when it comes to this program. And Alan, I saw where you said, are shutters included in the 15% Costco shop card? Absolutely, yes. Foundations, is it included in this one, Linda?
Foundations are usually excluded. I'd have to double check that, but we can confirm that.
Alan, we'll get back to you, but
Yeah.
shutters are included, all of them. The only one that I'm iffy on is the foundations. And if the warehouse okay, is it okay to put up the new graphic during the soft sale? Yes, Lynn, we do have many dealers that put up the warehouse graphic. You can't do it obviously till June 9th after that complimentary cordless ends, but if your warehouse is okay, we're great with that. If not, June 23rd is to put up, and that everyday kiosk graphic will be up June 9th through June 23rd. Vicki, thank you for answering that. Foundations are excluded. Shutters included, foundations are excluded. And Crystal, you're right. That is your son in that picture with the TV. So thank you for sending in pictures, guys. I love to see photography. I love to see what your kiosk looks like. I like to see it front and center. Please stay in touch if you're having problems with anything out there. I am your contact, your territory sales manager is your contact. And just thank you for all that you do every day. I appreciate you. Your territory and regional sales managers appreciate you. And just know that we're behind you 100%. Just do me a favor. Let's get that conversion rate up, guys. I got to answer up to Jason and Eric. And I really need that increase of 10 points on your conversion, okay? All right, well, with that being said, thank you, Linda, for putting this together. Thank you, Rick and Joey, once again for joining us. We can't thank you enough, and have a wonderful day. And let's make that June MVM super successful. Get ready. It starts June 9th, and let's get those sales moving in to where we're up 100% with Costco. Have a great day. Thank you once again.